Good morning students, myself Srimati Vindhya S, lecturer in Government Polytechnic in Madihalli. In today's class, I am going to deliver a lecture on Architecture of Microcontroller Systems 8051, which is in Unit 1 in Microcontroller and Applications 15 MC 34P. So this is the overview of my today's class. I'll be explaining the families of microcontroller and different classifications of microcontroller. In the previous class, we have studied the block diagram of what is microprocessor and what is microcontroller and what is microcomputer, and also the block diagram of microprocessor, microcontroller and microcomputer. So what is a microprocessor? Microprocessor, it is a CPU. It has no internal memory, input, output or peripheral devices. That is a microprocessor. What is microcontroller? Microcontroller which is used for embedded application. Only to perform a specific task we are going to use a microcontroller. So microcontroller, it has an inbuilt on chip. It will be having a CPU, memory, input output devices and peripheral devices, all are inbuilt. That is microcontroller. What is a microcomputer? Microcomputer is nothing but a microprocessor as a CPU. Microprocessor as a CPU is known as a microcomputer. So microprocessor is used as a CPU and other parts will be connected externally, that is either memory, input output devices and other peripheral devices are connected externally, that is called as microcomputer. So microcomputer means personal laptops or desktop computers, they all comes under microcomputer. Then microcontroller means all the embedded system products, that is a microcontroller. Okay, so next, microcontroller families. Microcontrollers can classified according to a family. What is a family here? Family means it's usually a company or manufacturer in which the microcontroller is fabricated. Okay, so here each company has its own architecture. It has its own instruction set. Okay, so that is nothing but a family of microcontroller. So each family is nothing but a company or a manufacturer in which the controller is fabricated. Okay, so each family has its own architecture and instruction set. So here, though 8051 is famous, but PIC and ARM, they are going more popular than 1851. So we can see the 8051 here, the various companies here, 8051, Motorola, PIC, Hitachi, Texas, ARM and other companies. 8051 is manufactured by Intel, Philips, Atmel, then Siemens and Dallas company. These are some of the companies which are going to manufacture 8051. So this is an example and comparison of 8051 family members. So 8051 family members means in 89, XX means it can be a 51, 52, 53, 55, then 8252, 1051, 2051. So these are different types of 89C family. So 8051, we can compare, how we can compare 8051, 52, 53 by how much amount of RAM is present, how much amount of ROM is present, how much amount of RAM is present, what is the how many timers we are going to use, how many interrupt sources we are going to use, then what is the amount of input output pin, then other means watchdog timer is present or not, analog comparator is present or not, in system programmable is present or not. Depending on this, we have the different 89C family, that is 89, 51, 89, 52, 89, 53, 89, 55, then 898252, 891051, 892051. So these are the different families of 8051. So these are some of the companies which are going to manufacture only 8051, that is Atmel, Infineon, Mental Graphics, Megawin, NXP. NXP means nothing but next expensive, that is from a Philips company. Okay, then Silicon Labs, Texas Instruments and STC. STC is a system chip company. Okay, So these are some of the companies which are going to produce a 8051, which are microcontrollers compatible with the 8051. So all these microcontrollers, what we saw, 8051, 8052, all these, they have a common architecture and a common instruction set will be present here. So Intel MCS microcontroller system 51, that is 8051, it is having a Harvard architecture and CISC instruction set. CISC is nothing but complex instruction set computer. It has an Harvard architecture and CISC instruction set. Which one? 8051. 8051 has a Harvard architecture and CISC instruction set. Then, so this is about the family of microcontrollers. So next is classification of microcontrollers. Classification, we have 4 types of classification. First is based on bit. Based on bit we have excuse me. Based on bit we have 8-bit microcontroller, 16-bit microcontroller, 32-bit microcontroller. Then based on memory we have external memory microcontroller, embedded memory microcontroller. And based on instruction set we have CISC and RISC, that is complex instruction set computer, then reduced instruction set computer. Next, based on memory architecture we have Harvard memory architecture and Princeton memory architecture. In the last slide we saw 8051 has Harvard memory architecture and which instruction set? CISC instruction set. So let's see in detail classification based on bit, memory, instruction set and memory architecture one by one. So first, classification based on bit. So based on bit we have 8-bit microcontroller, 16-bit microcontroller and 32-bit microcontroller. So here 8-bit microcontroller, they are used to execute, this type of microcontroller, they are used to execute arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetic and logical operations like it may be an addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, logical operations and or all the basic logical operations. So that was a function of 8-bit microcontroller. So here 8-bit microcontroller, the internal bus is 8-bit. What is bus? Bus is nothing but a group of wires which is going to carry either data or address or control signals. So here for the 8-bit microcontroller, so the internal bus was 8-bit. Examples for 8-bit microcontroller, Intel 8031, 8051 and also PIC and Motorola MC68HC11, Motorola, even that is also an 8-bit microcontroller. Here for the 8-bit microcontroller, it can use only an 8-bit range, 8-bit range, that is from 00 to FF. FF in hexadecimal we will call 00 to FF for a single machine cycle. So next is 16-bit microcontroller. So 16-bit microcontroller, it performs with a greater precision and with a greater accuracy, with a greater performance than the 8-bit microcontroller, because as the number of bits increases there will be a more precision and more accuracy. So this type of microcontroller, even this is used for arithmetic as well as logical operations, same as 8-bit, but thing is that it has a higher accuracy and performance with a greater precision. Okay, so here in 8-bit microcontroller, it was using a range that is from 00 to FF for single machine cycle. 16-bit means 000 to FFFF, that is from 0 to 65,535. Okay, so there in 8-bit from 0 to 255. Here 16-bit 0 to 65,535. So for example of 16-bit microcontroller is Intel 8096. It is a 16-bit microcontroller. Okay, 8-bit microcontroller, it is used to execute both 8-bit as well as 16-bit. They were used to execute arithmetic and logical operations. Here the internal bus is of 8-bit wide. Here the for the 16-bit internal bus is of 16-bit wide. That means both data bus as well as address bus, they are of 16-bit wide. But in 16-bit microcontroller, it is of higher precision. It is with higher accuracy and performance compared to the 8-bit. Examples also Intel 8031 and 8051 for 8-bit, Intel 8096 for 16-bit. So here for the 8-bit, the range is from 0 to 255, that is 0 to FF. For the 16-bit, it is from 0 to 65,535, that is from 00 to FF. Next is finally 32-bit microcontroller. 32-bit microcontroller, this type of, that means 32-bit means even this has a 32-bit internal bus, that 32-bit address bus and data bus. So this type of microcontroller, it is generally used in automatically controlled appliances. Automatically controlled appliances, example automatic operational machines, medical appliances and engine control systems, office machines, automatic machines, wherever there, that 32-bit microcontroller we are going to use. So example for this is PIC microcontroller. PIC 3X, 3X X stands for family. Okay, like what we saw in 8059. It show see 89XX, 89 is a family. Under 89 we 8051, 8052, 8053, 8055. Okay, so XX stands for family. Like that, PIC is a microcontroller. PIC is a microcontroller. 3X stands for family. Okay, and also another example is Intel or Atmel 251 for 32-bit microcontroller. So these 32-bit microcontroller, they have a 32-bit internal bus, that is 32-bit address bus and data bus, and they are used in automatically controlled appliances, example engine control systems, office machines and other types of embedded systems. Okay, so this is the classification based on bits, that is 8-bit, 16-bit and 32-bit microcontroller. Next is classification based on memory. So based on memory, we have embedded memory microcontroller and external memory microcontroller. Embedded memory, the name itself suggests the memory is embedded on the chip, memory is embedded on chip. Externally means externally we are going to connect the memory, external memory we are going to use. So embedded memory microcontroller, that means the microcontroller as an on-chip CPU, memory, input output ports, timers, counters, interrupts, etc. So that is an embedded memory microcontroller. So when an embedded system has a microcontroller unit that has all the functional blocks available on chip, it is called as an embedded memory microcontroller. That means all the functional blocks, that is CPU, memory block, input output blocks and other peripheral devices, that is the timers, counters, all are available on chip. That is called as embedded memory microcontroller. So here example what we can give is 8051. 8051 having a program memory and data memory, input output ports, serial communication, counters, timers and interrupts on chip is in an embedded microcontroller. 8051 is an embedded microcontroller, but it is also called as external memory controller because 8051 has internal memory also, external memory also. Since it has internal memory built on chip, okay, so it is called as embedded memory microcontroller. So here in embedded memory microcontroller, no other external units will be present. Okay, no other external unit or no other external system is present for processing. Example what we can give is telephone handset. Telephone handset is an example of embedded memory microcontroller. Okay, embedded means all embedded on a single chip. All the functional blocks will be available on chip. That is called as embedded memory microcontroller. So next is external memory microcontroller. You can make out the difference from the diagram. Here in the microcontroller, all CPU, memory, input output ports, timers, counters, interrupts all embedded on a single chip. Whereas here CPU, data memory, internal and input and output devices, then timers, counters, interrupts, even this has a data memory, but external program memory is present. Here, when an embedded system has a microcontroller unit that has all the hardware and the software units present, not as a single unit, but also a part, all or part of memory unit is externally interfaced using an interfacing circuit called as glue circuit. We will call this as glue circuit. Part of memory, when part of memory is externally interfaced using an interfacing circuit, that circuit is called as glue circuit. That external circuit is called as glue circuit. So that is called as external memory microcontroller. So when an embedded system has a microcontroller unit that has not all the functional blocks available in the chip, that is called as an external memory microcontroller. So in this diagram, we can see a microcontroller. It has an inbuilt CPU, data memory, input output devices, timers, counters and interrupts. Along with that, external program memory is connected to this microcontroller. So that is external memory, or a part of memory unit externally interfaced using an interface circuit called as glue circuit. Okay, that is called as external memory microcontroller. So here example what we can give, 8051. 8051 is an example for both embedded memory microcontroller and external memory, because 8051, it has both internal memory as well as external memory, whereas 8031 microcontroller, it doesn't have any internal memory. We have to interface externally the memory. 8031 as a program memory which is interfaced externally. That is a pure example of external memory microcontroller. Okay, got the difference between embedded and external. Embedded means all embedded on a single chip, all the units. External means we are having all the units on a single chip, except that memory we are interfacing externally. So that is called as external memory microcontroller. For embedded, what is the example? 8051. For external also, 8051 is an example. Another example is 8031. 8031, it has a program memory which is interfaced externally. Okay. So next, classification based on instruction set. Classification based on instruction set. So we have RISC and CISC. RISC and CISC. CISC is nothing but a complex instruction set computer. As the name itself suggests, complex instruction. So here it allows the programmer to use one single complex instruction in place of many simpler instructions. So instead of you're writing a lengthy code or a lengthy program using a simple instructions, we are going to replace that lengthy program using a single complex instruction. Okay, so complex instruction means a single complex instruction is going to replace many simpler instruction. Thus, there will be a small sized program. So here, the microcontroller unit in this CISC as an instruction set that supports many addressing modes. This CISC will support many addressing modes, and there will be a memory access during the ALU operations and the data transfer operations. It provides the flexibility in choosing various ways of doing data transfer and the arithmetic and logical operations. It provides flexibility. Which one? CISC. Okay. So, but here since we are going to use a complex instruction, the instructions are of variable number of bytes. They are of variable size. So because of variable size, it takes varying amount of clock cycles. So clock cycles are different for different instructions in CISC. Okay. So example for CISC is 8096. 8096 is an example for CISC. So here parallel execution of instruction is not possible, because since the pipelining is not possible here. What is pipelining? Fetch, decode, execute. The 3 steps, they are not possible because of different machine cycles. Why different machine cycles? Because the instructions are of variable number of bytes, since we are using a complex instructions. But one thing is, it has many addressing modes and it provides flexibility for programming, and we will get a small sized program. Okay. So next is RISC. RISC, it stands for Reduced Instruction Set Computer. Reduced instruction set means we are going to use a simpler instructions, but the program code is very lengthy here. Okay, it is designed, CPU is designed to execute smaller, simpler instructions. So it reduces. What happens here is, it provides whereas CISC was providing a variety of addressing modes, but here it supports, RISC supports only a few addressing modes here. So there are only a few instructions for the data transfer as well as arithmetic and logical instructions. Okay, so few instructions only for data transfer. For data transfer, we can use only load, store, push or pop operations. Okay, So it provides no flexibility. CISC was providing flexibility in choosing many different ways of arithmetic and logical operations. Here RISC provides no flexibility in choosing many different ways of arithmetic and logical operations. But here RISC implements each instruction in a single cycle. Since we are using a simpler instructions, all will take 1 byte, equal number of bytes. All the instructions will take equal number of bytes to execute. So RISC implements each instruction in a single cycle. So example for RISC is ARM processor. Example for CISC is 8096 processor. For RISC is ARM processor. Okay, ARM controller is an example for RISC. Okay, complex instruction set computer and reduced instruction set computer. So next is the difference between CISC and RISC. RISC, it takes 1 or 2 cycles. CISC, it takes multiple cycles. Why multiple cycles in CISC? Why only 1 or 2 cycles in RISC? RISC because each instruction was taking a single 1 or 2 bytes. Here RISC, in a CISC, the instruction, since we are using a complex instruction, so the instructions are of variable bytes. Okay, next in RISC only load and store instructions are used to access the memory, whereas in CISC, in addition to load and store instructions, memory access is possible with the other instructions. Here RISC memory access is not possible. For the data transfer instructions, we have to use only load, store, push and pop operations, whereas in CISC, in addition to load and store instructions, memory access is possible. Next, RISC instructions executed by the hardware. We will also call this as hardwired. Hardwire is nothing but a circuitry approach. It is a circuitry approach where the permanent feature by means of permanently connected logical circuits, that means operation sequence of operations are carried by wiring of logical components. Programming by means of hardwired in RISC. In CISC, programming instructions executed by microprogrammed control. What do you mean by microprogrammed control? Microprogrammed control, it's purely a programming approach. It's purely a programming approach. Okay, that is a process writing a micro codes. That is purely writing a micro codes. It's nothing but writing a program in CISC. Okay, RISC hardwired control, CISC microprogrammed control. Okay, in RISC fixed format instructions, whereas in CISC variable format instructions. In RISC it will support a few addressing modes, CISC many addressing modes. RISC few instructions, that is a simpler instructions we are going, instead of few we can use the word simpler instructions. Simpler instructions it is going to use in RISC. In CISC it is going to use a complex instructions. Complex instruction, they are going to replace many simple instructions. Next, in RISC most of them have a multiple register banks. In CISC they have a single register bank. So register banks we are going to study in 8051 features. Okay, whether 8051 CISC or RISC, 8051 is a CISC. It has a CISC architecture. Next, RISC is highly pipelined. Highly pipelined, that means fetch, decode, execute, all this can be done in a single cycle. That is a highly pipelined, whereas in CISC it is a less pipelined. So RISC complexity is in the compiler. Here CISC complexity is in the program. So since that is a hardwired control, that is a circuitry approach in RISC, complexity lies in the compiler, whereas in a CISC complexity lies in the programming. Okay, so these are some of the comparisons between CISC and RISC. So next is classification based on memory architecture. Classification based on memory architecture, that is Harvard memory architecture and von Neumann memory architecture, or it is also called as Princeton memory architecture. What is Harvard memory architecture? Harvard memory architecture. What is Harvard memory architecture? Harvard in 8051 we are going to use CISC instruction set, and Harvard memory architecture 8051 is based on Harvard memory architecture. Harvard memory architecture means it has a separate memory storage for program code and the data, separate storage for the data memory, separate it has a separate data memory and it has a separate program memory. So it has separate data bus and the address bus for the data memory, separate data bus and the address bus for the program memory. So they have a separate bus lines and can be accessed both at the same time. Both, since they have a separate buses, separate route is there for data memory, separate route is there for the program memory. So they can be accessed both at the same time. Simultaneously we can access both the data memory as well as program memory. So the Harvard architecture based microcontroller can complete an instruction in one single machine cycle. Okay, so here complexity of the microcontroller design and the development cost increases because of separate data memory and separate program memory. The complexity of the design increases. As the complexity increases, the cost, the development cost also increases. So example for Harvard memory architecture is microcontroller and digital signal processing units. Example for that. Okay, so Harvard memory architecture means separate data memory and separate program memory, and separate data bus and address bus for the data memory, separate data bus and address bus for the program memory. Since they have separate buses, they can be accessed simultaneously. Okay, so they have a faster machine cycle. They can complete an instruction in a single machine cycle, but the complexity increases and the development cost also increases. Example for Harvard memory architecture is microcontroller and DSP units. So next is Princeton memory architecture, or it is also called as von Neumann architecture, where we can see a von Neumann architecture in our personal computers, desktop computers, laptops. There it works on Princeton memory or von Neumann memory architecture. So it uses a single memory for both program as well as the data storage. So only one bus is there, single memory for program memory and data memory in a single memory, no separate memories here. So single data bus is there and single address bus is present. So there is only one bus required for accessing data and fetching the instructions. So both the operations can't be done at the same time. They must be scheduled, either first program and then data memory, or you have to first access data memory then program memory. They have to be scheduled. The operations have to be scheduled here. So that's why it's this von Neumann architecture or Princeton memory architecture based microcontrollers. It takes 2 machine cycles to complete an instruction. There only single machine cycle. Here it takes 2 machine cycles to complete an instruction. Okay. So here single memory for both program memory as well as data memory. So only one bus is required, for one bus is present for accessing both program memory and data memory. Both the operations can't be done at the same time. They must be scheduled, and it takes 2 machine cycles to complete the instructions. Example is our personal computers or desktop computers. Okay, but here the design is very simple and the production cost is very low. Since it has a single memory, no separate memories and no separate buses, the design is very simple and the production cost is low here. Okay, so this is the classification based on memory architecture, Harvard memory and Princeton memory architecture. Okay, these are some of the differences between Princeton and Harvard memory architecture. Von Neumann and Harvard. Von Neumann, it uses single memory space for both instructions and data. Harvard, it has a separate program memory and the data memory. So here Von Neumann, it is not possible to fetch the instructions code and the data. Here instruction code and data can be fetched simultaneously. Since separate memory, both can be fetched simultaneously. Simultaneous operations we can perform here. Here in a von Neumann, execution of instruction takes more machine cycle, whereas in Harvard it takes less machine cycle. In von Neumann it uses CISC architecture. See here von Neumann it uses CISC architecture. Harvard it uses RISC architecture. Harvard uses RISC architecture. Next, in a von Neumann, it instructions prefetching is a main feature. Here parallelism. Parallelism means parallelly we can fetch the data from the code memory as well as the data memory. So instruction parallelism is a main feature. So here in a von Neumann, also known as control flow or control driven computers, whereas in Harvard also known as data flow or data driven computers. And also von Neumann, it simplifies the chip design because of single memory space. The simplification, that means the design is very simple here. Whereas in a Harvard, chip design is very complex due to the separate memories. The design is very complex, and also the production, what about the cost? Production cost in Von Neumann. Von Neumann, because of separate memories, the production cost is high. Whereas in a Harvard, because of a Von Neumann, because of a single memory, the production cost is low. Harvard, because of a separate memories, the production cost is high. Example for Von Neumann, 8085, 8086, these are all microprocessors. So only Von Neumann architecture is used in desktop computers, laptops, in a computers mainly means we are going to use a processors. So example for Von Neumann is 8085, 8086, MC6 800. Next is Harvard architecture, general purpose microcontrollers. All the microcontrollers comes under Harvard architecture. Okay. So these are some of the differences. Now let us see multiple choice questions on the today's topic. Today we learned family of microcontrollers and the classification based on bit, based on memory architecture, and based on instruction set architecture. So based on bit, we had 16-bit, 8-bit and 32-bit. Then based on memory architecture, we had embedded memory architecture and external. Embedded means all on a single chip. External means external memory we were interfacing. Next, based on instruction set, complex instruction set and reduced instruction set. Next, based on memory architecture, we had architecture. Based on memory, we had embedded memory and external memory. Based on memory architecture, we had Harvard and Von Neumann. Okay, and also we saw the differences between RISC and CISC, Von Neumann and Harvard architecture. Okay, next multiple choice questions. 8051 microcontroller is of dash pin package as a processor. What is a pin package? It's a 20 pin package and 1 byte. That is the answer. This type of microcontroller is generally used in automatically controlled appliances like automatic operational machines. Which type of 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit? Think and answer this question. 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit or 64-bit? It is a 32-bit. It is a 32-bit. Next. 8051 microcontrollers are manufactured by which of the following companies? Atmel, Philips, Intel, all of them mentioned. So I have shown this in the slides. 8051. Which are the companies going to manufacture the 8051 microcontroller? All of the above. Atmel, Philips, Intel, even Motorola. Okay, all of the above. Next, which category of microcontrollers acquire the complete hardware configuration on its chip so as to run the particular application? Embedded memory, external memory, both A and B, none of the above. On chip, hardware configuration on chip so as to run a particular. On chip means no externally connected. That is an embedded memory microcontrollers. Next, what are the significant designing issues or the factors taken into consideration for RISC processors? Option A, simplicity in instruction set, pipeline instruction organization, register user organization, all of the above. All of the above we consider no instruction set, reduced instruction set, pipelining, then whether pipelining is possible? Yes, pipelining is possible in RISC, register usage, optimization. So the answer is all of the above. Next, what does the compact and uniform nature of instructions in RISC processor facilitate to? Compiler optimization, pipelining, large memory footprints, none of the above. Compact and uniform nature of instructions, they facilitate to pipelining. Pipelining is the answer. Next, question is not printed properly. Which processor has necessity of manual optimization? Which processor, I'll repeat the question, which processor has necessity of optimization for the generation of assembly language code, especially for the embedded systems? Whether that is RISC, CISC, both A and B, or none of the above. Which one? Answer is CISC. Next, which architectural scheme has a provision of two sets for address and data buses between CPU and memory? Which one has two data buses, two separate buses, address bus and data bus? Where? In Harvard architecture. Harvard, they have given the option Harvard, Von Neumann, Princeton, all of the above. Von Neumann is nothing but Princeton. Von Neumann means single address bus and single data bus. So Harvard is the answer. Next, which factors or the parameters contribute to an effective utilization or adoption of Harvard architecture by most of the DSPs for streaming of data? Greater memory bandwidth, predictable nature of bandwidth, both A and B, none of the above. Which factors or parameters contribute to an effective utilization or adoption of Harvard architecture by most of the DSPs for streaming the data? Which factors are responsible? Which factors contribute to this for Harvard architecture? It is both A and B, greater memory bandwidth also and the predictable nature of bandwidth also. Next, which of the following is an example of embedded memory controller? 8031, 8051, 8081, 8085. Which is an embedded memory microcontroller? Embedded means all system on chip. So that is example or is Intel 8051 microcontroller. Next, name the architecture and the instruction set for microcontroller. Name the architecture and instruction set. Which one? Whether that is based on Von Neumann with CISC or Harvard with CISC, Von Neumann with RISC and Harvard architecture with RISC. What is the architecture in 8051? All microcontrollers. They work on Harvard architecture with the CISC instruction set, because Harvard means separate data memory and program memory, separate address bus and data bus for both with the CISC, complex instruction set computer. Okay, so Harvard architecture with CISC instruction set. So this is about some of the multiple choice questions. You can find some more multiple choice questions in the Google. Then you can expect the questions in the exam like this. They may ask the classification based on bits or based on memory or based on memory architecture, or also based on one more thing, instruction set architecture, or they may ask the differences between CISC and RISC, or differences between Harvard and Von Neumann architecture. Okay, then what you can expect other than this? Yes. Or separately they may ask the classification based on bits or classification based on memory separately, or explain the classification of microcontroller. Then you have to write all the 4 classifications, or separately classification on instruction set. You may expect like this. Okay. Okay. Thank you.